Welcome back to FallingFoxGaming, everybody. I'm your host Blaine, and today we're going to be playing some more Starbound Frackin Universe. Now, today's video is going to be a little bit different than the rest of them in the series so far. We're going to be focusing primarily on exploration instead of our roleplay. This planet that we're on is a tier 5.6, if I remember correctly, and most of our gear is either a tier 2 or a tier 3 or somewhere in between there. So we are vastly out-leveled here. And that's going to be kind of the fun. We're going to try and survive as best as we can and hope that we can either find a chest with some lucky gear in it, or maybe find a vendor that can sell something to us. And in that regard, we don't have a lot of pixels on us, but we actually do have a decent amount of supplies from the last couple planets that we've been on. We have a stockpile of miscellaneous stuff that we don't need, so if we do find a vendor with something good, we can definitely buy something. So we need to keep an eye out for that. Now, the primary purpose of today's episode is going to try and do a full loop around the surface of the planet. Now, we may do some underground stuff as well. We'll kind of see where this leads to. The big thing is trying to see what we can actually handle with our current gear. So let's just go ahead and head up to the surface and see what's going on. Because honestly, we don't know too much about this planet or what type of creatures are on it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to chip away and make ourselves a little cave entrance here with our copper pickaxe. And with that done, let's go ahead and just head on to the west here. Now, we're going to try and avoid as much combat as possible because I think anything here will probably overwhelm us. And I see a bad guy here. Let's try and take him on. Let's just see what happens. Now, I do want to test how much damage we actually do. I kind of forgot from the last time we played. Oh, it almost got me. Okay, so it's raining, so I don't know if that affects our fire damage at all. I hope not. Another one of those stupid shots. Okay, and so we deal anywhere between, okay, our damage is all over the place, but that wasn't terribly difficult. So the problem with these guys, okay, we got two of them here, is that they shoot at us. And the other issue is, if I remember correctly, they're like a ghost type, so they can go through walls. So we can't really use anything around us for cover because they could block us into pretty much anywhere. If we fall into a cave or something like that, we're pretty much stuck. But it seems like as long as we get a couple of our big boom shots, like our well-timed shots, we wreck these guys pretty fast. So I'm not too worried. Although, saying that, I haven't been hit by them yet, so I don't actually know how much damage they do. They might actually deal a ton of damage to us. After all, that is probably our weakest point, is our armor. Looks cool, but not exactly practical for fighting strong enemies. Okay, another one. Let's try the gun. Okay, 23. Oh, ow, 54 damage. Oof. Okay, we don't want to get hit by that again. That's a lot of my health. Oh no, this is gonna say, oh shit, oh no, I don't want to get hit again. Okay, let's see, jump. No, go away. I can go through walls. I hate enemies that can go through walls. Whoever invented that like concept of enemies going through walls, I do not like that person. Alright, and we're going to have to abandon our initial plan. We are not going to do a full surface run today because, well, we keep running into these little glowy, kind of go through walls guys. And they seem to be spawning in groups of like 3 or so, and that's just way too much to be harassed by when we don't have the gear to take them on in a more efficient fashion. So instead, we're going to do the classic underground adventure just to see what we can find. If we're very lucky, we might be able to find some chest underground that can actually give us some new gear or something. I don't know. At this point, I am not sure. Honestly, we're going to be kind of winging this one now. My initial plan went right out the door, and honestly, I'm not surprised. This is a hard planet, so let's kind of figure out what we want to do. I think we're going to build out from here because this is probably the best place to go underground, kind of like keep it connected to our base, sort of, you know? So let's start there. Now, these platforms are going to help us get back up, and that's going to be the main part of us exploring below this planet. We're going to make sure that whatever path we create, it's easy to get back from, and this is a good start right here. And I want to try and follow the natural path of the world. Oh, that's a pretty deep cavern. Now, we could use a rope to get down, but I think I'm going to use the platform trick to give ourselves some extra ways up. At least once we get down here. Oh. No end in sight. Wow, that is a deep hole. Okay, swing over here. Can we land? Okay, there we go. Let's put a torch here. Alright, well that was a very unexpected big random hole. And we should probably build ourselves some platforms. Hey, what's that? Ooh, is that a special ore? It takes a decent amount of... Okay, yeah. Okay. Here's some new ore we haven't seen. That's nice. Oh yeah, tier 5.6 planet. We're going to probably get a whole bunch of new ore here. I'm not going to go ahead and list every single piece of ore we find. That's going to take too long. That's just a lot of unnecessary information. I'll fill you guys in later after everything we collect. Having me kind of mine everything on screen will get very tedious for a lot of people, so we're going to try and avoid some of that. Let's just build a platform system up to where we came from. So if we come back down here or if we need to get back out, it's not a drop to our death. And some more special ore that I haven't seen yet. Okay, yeah. So 2 new ores all in one little area. That's nice. Hey, and not too far from the big cavern thing, there's like a ruins here where there's some chests and whatnot. Maybe we can find ourselves some gear. And of course not. Nothing useful at all. Well, I partially take that back. We did find a damage 3 augment, which I don't think we have anything we could even put that on right now. But at the very least, that's worth a lot of money. So if we find a vendor, that's something we might want to just kind of hawk just for the sake of having some extra pixels floating around. Keep that in our pocket. Well, having continued our little adventure underground here, we have found ourselves one of those like little door portal thingamajiggers. If I remember correctly, it is a portal to like a little challenge room type thing, so we're going to go ahead and give that a shot just for the sake of it, because, you know, what's the worst that could happen? Okay, you know what? No, we're not talking about that. Never talking about that ever again. Nope, 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 nope. We never tried a portal. I don't know what you're talking about. So, back here at the base, we had a problem. We did not complete the challenge room. And you know what? I'm not going to show the challenge room because it was bad. It was really bad. It was embarrassingly bad. There was no reason I shouldn't have completed it. I was just completely stupid. And okay, you know what? Maybe I will show it. Here we go. We could probably sit here all day and talk about whose fault that was or who's to blame for that death, but you know, let's just move on. There's no reason to sit and talk about it, and let's talk about the upside. We were actually allowed the ability to come back and get ourselves some food because we were actually pretty much out down there, so we're going to count that as a win. However, in the realm of bad news, it does look like the portal goes away if you fail to complete it, which is a shame. But there is a bunch of ore around here, so I'm going to go ahead and collect that really quick before moving on. One annoying little cave system down, and we got ourselves this chest over here. Now, we did start all the way over here, and I just want to point out that I had to go like all the way down there, all the way around, and I tried going up right there, but it was like all stone until like this tiny little cavern here, but that didn't work out. So I ended up going all the way around and kind of circling all the way up this way, so a little bit of a roundabout way, but we found ourselves a couple things. A high caliber pistol, which could be really nice. A Teklaki Luna Breaker, so some kind of wand. Looks like a poison portal wand. And some nanorabs. Now what's nice is both of these weapons actually fit in the same slot because they're both one-handed. So let's take a look at the pistol. Okay, so it's slow firing, hopefully decent damage. And then portal. Alright, that could be very useful. Yeah, there's the route I took, way up there. This is nice though. Okay, so it looks like the pistol, we can get like 6 or so shots off before we run out of energy. How about the wand here? So the wand takes up like basically half our magic, give or take a little bit. So not terrible. That's going to be really useful. Honestly, if we can go spellcaster route, I might end up doing that because honestly, some spells are pretty useful in this game. Alright, let's see how useful this pistol is. I missed. Now, that is really good damage. Now, I will admit, it's a little inaccurate. That is actually a potential problem. It does seem to miss, like even when I'm selecting the target specifically. So I do have to get a little bit of practice with that thing. But all in all, some pretty decent damage. And I actually see a whole bunch of ore and stuff that I'm actually leaving behind for a couple different reasons. One, our pickaxe is pretty dang low in terms of what I can do with it. I have other pickaxes. I just left a couple of them on the ship, so I didn't actually end up going through all of them. And in all honesty, we've collected a whole bunch of this ore, so I don't really need it at the moment. I want to see how good this portal is. All right, so portal. Can I not cast it? There we go. 26 damage a pop per the... Okay, so problem with little bubbly things. They do not travel very well. They're slow, very slow. However, how can you see the range? It just shows like a red cursor. I thought it would like turn to green when I can cast it, but apparently not. Yeah, that spell's gonna be really handy for getting around corners. Just looking at that, that is really nice. I like that. So those of you that have done a spellcaster build, if it's worth it, let me know down in the comments. It might be worth collecting some different spellcasty things if they're pretty good. Now I heard another bad guy. Yep, another bad guy. And what if we just like spawn the portal on top of the guy? Does that work? Oh, that works really good actually. That pretty much... I'm out of mana. Hold on. Aha! Yeah. Okay. We're going to have to practice that spell because that's really, really handy. That actually did a lot of damage to him. And I don't know what it is. Every time I come into one of these like little Apex facilities like this down below, I love them. I don't know why, I just love these like secret little like outposts, but I just really do. Oh my god, look what we found! I need to be really careful here to make sure I don't accidentally break anything, but we found one of the super tiny little villages. I can't remember what they're called, if they're gnomes or what they are, but this is like one of my favorite little biomes. It's just like the tiny little houses and tiny little community. Look at it, there's just so much of it everywhere. Ooh, there's a guy down there. Interesting. We'll go see him in a minute. But sometimes they're defended by robots, so we have to be careful. I might want to come back here and maybe do a little bit of building here. Alright, let's get down to this guy here. Alright, I made it a little bit wider than I had to, but I wanted to make it easy. Let's see what this guy has to say. Okay, so this guy randomly had a quest for me, and honestly, there's no chance of me doing it. He wanted me to go to the surface and find him some stuff, and that's just simply not going to happen. Oh, but he apparently does have a shop. Let's find out. Okay, so here's the thing. This guy has some very valuable stuff for us. And honestly, I want to buy it. It's pretty expensive, but I think we can actually afford it if we go get all the stuff that we don't use or we haven't used yet from the other planet and what I've collected on this planet. I just have to go get it from our ship and our little base that we made. Alright, and we are back from our ship. Now, I'm actually going to do audio recorded over our gameplay footage here because I ended up rambling on for like 20 minutes for no reason while shopping, and I feel like it's a huge waste of everybody's time to show that in-game, so I'm just going to summarize what we ended up doing. So after coming back from our ship, I sold pretty much anything we had that was worth anything, and I might regret selling some of the items in the future, but we'll discuss that at a later date. In return for selling everything, we got 3 new pieces of gear. We got the Soldier's Breastplate, which is very impressive. We have the Dark Knight's Leggings, and then an Antimatter Rifle. All 3 of these things are massive upgrades to what we had. We had tier 2 armor, this is tier 5.6 armor, and we had a tier 3 bow, and this is tier 5.6 Antimatter Rifle. We are pretty much completely different from when we started this planet, and that's a good thing, because we're just about done exploring down below. With the pickaxes that we have left, we really can't do too much exploring, so we're going to head back up and finish our crafting stations. And with all of our bars completed, and having made a couple pieces of glass from over here with some sand that we had up on the ship, we can upgrade our furnace. We're going to go ahead and do that now because that is a good workstation to have upgraded. And let's actually check to see if we can upgrade our workbench. What are we missing? Titanium. We'll kind of worry about that later. And I had to go back up to my ship because I got a few more pieces of sand so I can get some more glass. So we can actually upgrade our inventor's table too. So with tungsten, glass, and silver bars, we can go ahead and upgrade that. And that will actually allow us to make the anvil. And we'll just kind of plop that right down over here and then talk about the research trees a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the research tree just really quick here for a second. I've avoided showing too much of it because it's really complicated and it's kind of hard to condense everything down in a short form that allows me to explain what it is in game and do it justice for how complex it is. So what I am going to say is this. We collected a whole bunch of ore. We basically unlocked all the research to turn that ore into bars and those bars into pieces of equipment. The only thing we're missing is titanium for some reason, and once we find that, we'll be able to craft tier 5 armor. And weapons and just general gear. So that's kind of where we're at with research. Now that we have everything situated, I think we're going to end the video here. We're at a pretty good stopping point. It's a pretty natural place to quit for now. And in the next video, I want to actually make it quite a bit longer. So I want to have a good jumping off point for that video. So we're going to leave it here. When we come back, we're going to explore the surface. We're going to test out our new gear and we're going to see what else is waiting for us out there. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you in the next one.